Exploring the little-known facts about the Battle of Little Bighorn. In this video, we'll be exploring the Battle of Little Bighorn, also known as Custer's Last Stand. This battle, which took place on June the 25th to the 26th, 1876, is one of the most famous battles in American history, but there are many little-known details that most people are not aware of. The Battle of Little Bighorn was not just a battle between the U.S. Army and Native American warriors. It was actually a culmination of several events that had been building up for years. The United States government had been attempting to force the Native Americans to live on reservations and abandon their traditional way of life. The Native Americans, on the other hand, wanted to preserve their way of life and protect their land. This tension between the two groups eventually led to the Battle of Little Bighorn. The Battle of Little Bighorn was fought between the U.S. Army's 7th Cavalry Regiment, led by General George Armstrong Custer, and a coalition of Native American tribes led by Chief Sitting Bull. The tribes included the Lakota Sioux, Northern Cheyenne, and Arapaho. The Native American warriors vastly outnumbered the U.S. Army soldiers, with estimates ranging from 1,500 to 2,500 warriors and only 210 soldiers. Custer's plan for the battle was not well thought out. He divided his forces into three parts, with himself leading the smallest group. Custer intended to launch a surprise attack on the Native American encampment, but the element of surprise was lost when the Native Americans spotted his troops. One of the little-known facts about the battle is that there were actually two other columns of U.S. Army soldiers that were supposed to attack the Native American encampment from different directions. However, both of these columns were delayed, and Custer's forces were left to attack alone. During the battle, Custer and his men were completely overwhelmed. The Native American warriors fought with great bravery and skill, and Custer's forces were quickly surrounded and outnumbered. The battle was fierce and brutal, with many soldiers and warriors losing their lives. Despite the overwhelming odds against them, the U.S. Army soldiers fought valiantly. They managed to hold out for 2 days before the remaining soldiers were finally killed. The Native American warriors suffered losses as well, but their victory at Little Bighorn was a turning point in their struggle against the U.S. government. Another little-known fact about the Battle of Little Bighorn is that there were actually several survivors from Custer's forces. Most of these survivors were part of the other two columns of soldiers that were delayed and did not arrive in time for the battle. These survivors were able to provide some information about the battle and the events that led up to it. After the Battle of Little Bighorn, the U.S. Army launched a massive campaign against the Native American tribes. The government's goal was to force the tribes to surrender and move onto reservations. The Native Americans, however, continued to resist, and the conflict would continue for many years. This event was a significant moment in American history, and it continues to be studied and remembered to this day. We hope that you've enjoyed learning about this battle, and that it has deepened your understanding of the events that led up to it and its aftermath.